As the man was climbing the building, a bizarre scene unfolded. He had only intended to sneak into the neighboring room by climbing along the outer edge of the high-rise, but to his shock, the only two windows left in the entire building were those of his own room. This terrified Nick, and the only option was to painfully climb back to his room, 1408. What was even stranger was that the evacuation map on the door now only showed room 1408. Confused, he peered through the peephole, only to see a wall blocking the hallway. As he turned around, the window had transformed into a wall as well. The entire room 1408 had turned into a sealed cage. Nick was on the verge of losing it. But in that moment of despair, he thought of a secret weapon and hurried to grab his laptop from his bag. To his surprise, he was able to connect to the hotel's Wi-Fi. He quickly made a video call to his ex-wife, telling her he was trapped in room 1408 at the Dolphin Hotel in New York, and begged her to come rescue him. But his ex-wife, Kerma, dismissed him, saying he was out of his mind. They'd been divorced for years. Why would she come to the hotel? Nick desperately tried to explain, but just then the room's sprinkler system activated. Suddenly, it started pouring rain from the ceiling, while the laptop was drenched, emitting smoke, and his last shred of hope evaporated. As the water level in the room rose, furious Nick grabbed a hanger and smashed it at the device, successfully stopping the water flow. That's when he noticed the vent above him. Maybe he could escape through the ventilation ducts and reach another room. Nick climbed onto the chair, opened the vent, and gathered all his strength to crawl through. But after just a few steps, what Nick didn't realize was that he had crawled right back into his own room. Shortly after, the temperature in the room suddenly dropped. Within seconds, the entire room was covered in a thick layer of frost. It felt like winter had arrived. To make matters worse, the air conditioning broke down, but luckily, Nick had a lighter with him. He used it to start a small fire on the hotel floor. Just as he sank deeper into despair, his ex-wife's voice came through the laptop. He rushed over and opened it. Sure enough, she was anxiously calling for him, asking where he was. She told him the police had gone to room 1408 at the Dolphin Hotel, but it was empty. Nick was about to lose his mind. He knew his ex-wife wasn't lying, but the room was just too strange. Helpless, he told her to forget about it, but she insisted on coming to the hotel to check it out. It would only take her 15 minutes to get there. Nick immediately stopped her, urging her not to come. Then, out of nowhere, the screen on his computer showed another version of himself, shouting at his ex-wife to hurry and go to the hotel.